everybody, welcome back. Today is maple syrup finishing day. This is one of my favorite days of the whole process. It's also a little bit more of the more tedious process. This was probably the process that intimidated me the most when I first did maple syrup. And once I did it, it wasn't bad at all. You just got to have the right equipment. And when I say equipment, you need a thermometer and a hydrometer, and that's it. And your little cup that goes with your hydrometer, because we're gonna float it and just make sure that the consistency is right for the sap. But this is probably between these two pots right here, I have about 3 gallons of sap, and this is what came out of about 40 gallons of what we boiled down a couple of days ago. And the ratio is typically about 40 to 1. I've been getting, over the last several years, closer to 50 to 1 ratio of sap to actual finished maple syrup. So I'm hoping that we get a gallon or close to a gallon today. If I get half of my maple syrup that I did last year, I'll be surprised. The season's been so short, and the weather's been all over the place. It's an absolutely beautiful day to be outside today. It's gonna be 62 today, which is unheard of in February in northern Michigan. We have hardly any snow left, which makes it really easy to go pick up our buckets. And it's gonna be 22 tomorrow, so we are all over the place. Sap's probably not going to flow today, even though it's going to be 62, because it didn't freeze last night. So I've got kind of a catch-up day that I can get everything done here. I've got sap going on the other side of the shed in my evaporator. We already picked up probably 20 gallons this morning, and we've only picked up about a third of the buckets. So I'm going to be alternating between the evaporator and this. I've already got all my jars washed. I'm gonna get my canner out and get those sterilized, and I'm just doing this on the camp stove here. I finish it on the camp stove because I can be more consistent with my temperature here. I can't do that over the fire and my pan is just way too big. I need a smaller pan, and you really want to be able to keep an eye on it. And don't do it in your house, because when it's boiling rapidly, it's evaporating. If you hold your hand over the steam here, it's really sticky. So you don't want all that sticky in your kitchen. So it's best to do it outside on a camp stove. I'm going to take you through the process of finishing this today. We're going to can it up. We're going to collect our other buckets. And Dan is building me a small frame for my filter so I can actually hang it up and get this filtered out really well. I got my jars all sterilized. I got a problem. The rust hole went right through. Time to buy a new pot before canning season. I got a lot of use out of this one.
We'll see if this even works. That's an idea.
I think it should. It's gonna be as long as it's strong enough to hold it. But
well, it's strong enough. Just this is going through into the purlins in the back. Wide enough?
I think so. Let me grab the filter. So this is my old one, so I don't care if it gets kind of dirty. You can hang it like that. And that's gonna hold it open enough.
Okay.
That's high enough up that I can get my bowl or pot or something underneath there.
See all that and see how we do. The syrup smells good.
Oh, it smells really good over here. These gonna be oily like the other ones?
Yeah, we're gonna wipe them down a little bit, but no, they're not oily like the other ones. Galvanized.
A whole lot easier than building a wooden frame.
But when you're done for the season,
Take them right off.
we'll leave the bases on, you screw those off, lay them up there, and
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
hopefully they don't get lost or used for something else. Try it out.
All right.
Just put your pot right underneath that.
Yeah.
So, flat spot on down
I
there?
would a flat spot down there would be nice, just so I don't get a bunch of
I have something
leaves
just
and-
for that. How's that?
That's perfect. It's an old brick we had sitting around underneath a propane tank that we're not using anymore. Perfect. It's so windy, stuff's blowing all over the place. Alright, we're gonna check it. So we want 219 degrees, and I know we're far from that right now because it's not even near thick enough yet, but we are at 210.7 degrees. I could turn it up and get it going a little bit faster, but I'm going to wait until we get all the buckets collected so it doesn't get out of control while we're gone. I just want to be able to keep an eye on it a little bit better. Oh, wow. Now that I can watch it a lot more, turn up the heat a little bit. It's boiling a little faster and get this boiled down. So while we're waiting for this to boil down, one year we had the cinder blocks on the ground here when I was doing it over a fire, and you can definitely tell that I was doing maple syrup underneath this overhang here. It's all sticky and covered with soot. So, it's the outdoor kitchen. We are getting down there. I like my instant read thermometer because I can read it without my glasses on. We want 219, and we are at 212.5. A little ways to go yet. Boiling good. You gotta watch it. When it gets to this point, sometimes it can boil up really fast and boil over. So this is the point when you wanna turn it down just a little bit. Get up to check it. My seat's gone already. Made quick work of getting in there. It smells so good here right now. 215.5 degrees. 0.6. A little ways to go yet, but it's getting down there. It's getting hot. Ooh. It's really windy out here. That cold front is coming in tonight. So a syrup hydrometer looks like this. It's got little lines on it, and if you're going to test cold syrup, this is the line for that, and then this is the line for the hot syrup right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your little cup, you're going to fill it with syrup up to the top, you're going to drop your hydrometer in there, and you're going to see where it floats. And your lines are the indicators as to whether or not your syrup is the right thickness. So if it was cold, we'd want it to be down there, and you want it to be floating above that, or I should say below that line right there. If it falls all the way down, it's too thin. So you want it to be floating up above that line. So we will start checking that in a little while when we get closer to our 219 degrees. And be very careful with these. These are very breakable. This is my second one that I bought, and I do have another one coming in the mail that I'm anxious to try. So let's see how that one works. Thank you. All right, where are we at here? I'm gonna do my hydrometer test here in a second. 218.8, 218.9, 219. All right, let's see where we're at here on the old hydrometer. Do this without burning yourself.
Looks like syrup.
It looks like syrup. It smells like syrup. It's all the way full. Alrighty. So let's see where we're at. We are below the hot line. Perfect. Shut the heat off. Now we're going to filter. Alright. I hope that this is lined up right. Goes through best when it's really hot. Watch out, kitty. Hot. And I've got my filter and my pre-filter in here. You want to do it when it's super, super hot because it goes through way better. I always feel like I'm going to waste a little bit of syrup on this filter that's not going to come off, but it is definitely worth filtering it so you get all your sugar sand out of it this way. You can already see inside here how much junk came out of there. All that stuff on the side there, that's all sugar sand and whatever was in the sap.
Doesn't look like much syrup.
It doesn't, but that's a big pan and there's quite a bit in there yet. I mean, it's this full yet. There's a quart and a half in there yet. See, our filter's pretty plugged. I do have another filter that I can switch out this inner filter if it gets too plugged up. I'm going to bottle that up and then I'm going to can it.
Golden delicious.
Oh yeah. So these filters are reusable and washable. And the instructions say that when this pre-filter inside gets too plugged, that you just replace it. I'm going to try and pour this into this other filter without making a mess. Oh, that's hot. Tastes good. It's a lot of sticky cleanup when you're done filtering this out. But this will help get all the sugar sand out of there because you can see how dirty this was. That's all sugar sand and debris and everything that was in the sap. And it's really sticky. Now it's filtering quite a bit better. Got just a little bit left. So if you would have told me that I would be canning outside in February, I don't think I would ever have believed you, but it's almost 70 degrees on February 26th. This is unbelievable. So we've got our syrup here that is all filtered out, still nice and warm, so we're going to fill up our jars. And I'm going to can it in a water bath canner for 15 minutes. And since I have a hole in my canner, I'm going to just water bath can it in my pressure canner without the lid attached. So So we'll see how much we got out of 40 gallons. My fingers are so sticky right now. There's just a little bit coming out of that filter yet. I just put another bowl underneath it. Usually do about a 1/2 inch head space on these. One of those just a little bit too full. I don't think I have a gallon here. As a matter of fact, I know I don't. Look at that. Pure Michigan maple syrup. Tastes delicious. This is only the 4th year I've done this, but I don't know, it's something that I don't ever want to give up doing now. Alright, I like to do some smaller ones and then a couple larger ones. Some for gifts and some just for using. Dan's over there still boiling down the other 40 gallons that we got today. Isn't that beautiful? Usually I can this in the house. Usually I'm so cold by the time I'm done with it outside that I bring it in and just water bath it in the house. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 pints. Oh, that is so delicious. So that one will go in the fridge. Definitely want to make sure that your rims are clean because this stuff is really sticky. Let's get this can. This jar was down in our root cellar, so it's really cold. So it's got some condensation in it. But this is why you want to filter your maple syrup really well. If you can see this line on the bottom here, this is last year's batch. And I had a little bit of a filter failure last year. They don't last forever. You need to buy new ones occasionally. And last year, I realized after a few weeks of this sitting on the shelf that this started to develop. And you're not going to notice it right away. You're going to notice it after it settles. And that's called sugar sand. And that's just some sediment that's naturally in the maple syrup. But that's what you're trying to get out. And it's just more cosmetic. The only thing that this is going to hurt is this. We're not going to use the very, very bottom amount of syrup in this jar. So I keep all my good ones for giving away, and we'll just use these up ourselves. But that's what sugar sand looks like, and that's why you want to filter. All right, so we have been water bathing this for 15 minutes. They've had their rest. I'm gonna pull them out and let them rest here for a little while. And then I'll bring them in tonight when they're cool. Starting to cool down a little bit. I don't think it'll take very long to cool them off to move them. They're starting to pop already. Gonna leave this water in here because we'll use it to put out our campfire. We're gonna cook dinner tonight on the campfire. It's such a beautiful night. Neither one of us want to go back inside. Oh, they're all popping already. They're really hot. Look at that beautiful syrup. There we go. First of the 2024 season right there. What's on the menu tonight? Onion soup, potatoes roasted over a fire, and elk tenderloin. Seasoned with a little bit of oil and some seasoned salt. This is the first time we've cooked them this way, so I hope they turn out good.
Me too.
We've been eating a lot of the burger, but we haven't been eating a lot of the steaks or tenderloins yet.
Oh, smoke. On a second.
Okay, all the potatoes are done, so.
Don't want to overcook wild game. Tell me which ones you want.
I'll take the smaller ones. Oh, it's hot.
Yeah. I think I was wearing a glove. Good.
One little piece.
Oh yeah.
I was worried I was going to burn them, but.
Oh no, they're perfect. Good campfire meal. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
What do you think? Thumbs up?